during the window, I didn't think I would escape. I was just frozen, helpless. Nothing I could do.
That property is a pretty remote property. It's several acres.
I could hear his footsteps, and they were getting closer. The evil in his eyes I'd never seen before.
Potential suspects were whittled down.
Hello guys, welcome to Talking News, Chasing a Murderer, Debbie. Please guys, subscribe, hit like now so you don't forget. And also hit that notification bell if you'd like notifications. So right now, I have spent 6 hours trying to soak up this case because I've been so busy. Because I feel so bad for this family. ANIAH Haley Blanchard is still missing. This is the young 19-year-old girl out of Auburn, Alabama that went missing. So I always usually cover these stories very quickly as they're just coming out, so we never have the right information. And I usually have to do a follow-up video in order to correct all that and to get going in the right direction, because it takes time to get this information. This family is desperately seeking their daughter, ANIAH. Their hearts are just wrenched with pain and heartache, not knowing what happened to her. And it seems that Yazid here is to blame, because a witness did see him with ANIAH the last day she was seen. So let's go over this case. So what I want to do firstly is go over just the very basics, and then we'll talk about more detail later on. I think, guys, because I spent so much time researching, I really couldn't prepare my notes and stuff the way that I wanted to, and I haven't been able to really do that lately at all. Okay, so ANIAH Haley Blanchard she graduated from Homewood High School. She is the daughter of her father, Elijah Blanchard, and Angela Harris. They are now divorced. Angela Harris is now married to Walt Harris, which is a UFC guy. And Elijah is married to Yashiba, I hope I said that right, honey, Blanchard, which is her stepmother. Now, all four of these guys are doing an excellent job parenting together in a time when they need to the most. So like I mentioned, ANIAH graduated from Homewood High. Then she ended up going to Union College. That's Southern Union College, excuse me. I want to make sure I say offhand, guys, if I make a small mistake or something, just put it down in the comments. It happens. You know, I'm not perfect. And let me tell you, if you do as much work as I do, and I put a lot into this, I go through and clean my house quickly as I can, so I can spend most of my time trying to help these other people. So what we're finding out is ANIAH had spent the day with her family and was driving her brother home. And this was on October 23rd, 2019, for those of you watching this in the future. So according to her dad, Elijah, he said she was driving her brother to drop him off, but I don't know where that is. I didn't have time to research that in depth. And later that late evening, she stopped at a convenience store located on South College Street. And I want to run this video for you real quick so you can see, you know, what she was wearing that day. Perhaps you've seen her, or maybe you would have seen something. So here we go.
Is in our control room now. And Val, what do we know about this video clip?
Well, John, it's a short clip showing the last moments before a Homewood native, ANIAH Blanchard, disappeared. Take a look. Officials say this shows ANIAH walking through a convenience store in Auburn last Wednesday night, just before witnesses last saw her SUV. Police say that vehicle was seen traveling south.
Okay, so at the time, nobody knew anything that happened to ANIAH, and her truck or SUV shows up at an apartment complex in Montgomery, Alabama, approximately 55 miles away from where she lives. The car was found on Friday night, so that would be October 25th. So they found this car a day after October 24th, which was Thursday, where the family reported ANIAH missing. Now, once her face starts to show on the news and everything, police start getting some tips and ideas of what happened to her. They find out that on October 23rd, on a Wednesday, a friend had just spoken to ANIAH, and it was just before midnight. They also found out that on October 24th, approximately around 12:30 a.m., and I could be wrong, this is what I've gathered so far, the car was seen on I-85, and then some versions and articles say that they seen it traveling southbound on College Street. So do not mark me solid on that, because nobody has that information down perfectly. I cannot find it anyways, not on an affidavit. No, they found her SUV on a 6100 block of Boardwalk Boulevard in Montgomery, Alabama, and that was approximately 6:15 p.m. The problem with this is the evidence that they found inside that car. They did not really share much at that time. They told us they suspected foul play, but it's later on that we find out that on the passenger side, it was soaked with DNA that they were not able to identify at that time. So anyways, they ended up giving us the confirmation of what they found on that passenger side, and they said at that point that she may have a life-threatening injury. Well, this kind of made you throw question marks up, because you seen the car, the SUV, on one side of it was damaged, like it had hit a railing or something. It skid across something. But then again, they could have took it off-road somewhere as well and run into a tree. Police have not said whether or not they found out what happened to the vehicle as far as the damage it received. But they did end up giving heartbreaking news to the parents, and this was devastating actually to everybody that was keeping up with this case. So soon after that, police also had more tips come in, and there were witnesses that actually observed ANIAH being pushed into her own car on October 23rd. The Wednesday, the last she was seen. So there was some really kind of sketchy information put out there. Like, one of the quotes that I've seen was the witness seen somebody push ANIAH into her car and then leave her there. So that didn't make sense to me. Leave her there how? Regardless, we did have a witness that was able to identify, I guess, the guy that pushed her in the car, and they were able to actually pull a suspect out of that convenience store surveillance camera right behind pulling ANIAH's. His name is Ibrahim Yazid. He is 30 years old. And immediately, police put out a warrant for the arrest of this 30-year-old man they suspected to be part of the reason ANIAH disappeared. They get that out pretty quickly. We put his face we plaster his face everywhere on the internet that we can. And shortly, you can check out my other videos, guys, that I uploaded. Now, some of that information might be wrong, but definitely the information on Yazid when he got arrested is correct. So Yazid was arrested in Pensacola, Florida, which is where I'm from, at the Pine Forest exit. And what did we learn about him? Well, I can tell you right now, the police learned way before we did, and we probably suspected, but we probably didn't suspect that he was out on bond from a previous accusation for an alleged kidnapping and attempted murder case. And I can't remember when it was. I'm sorry guys, refer to my other video, it tells you. But this dangerous guy was out and running free. And this is what's devastating to everybody. I mean, we don't understand. This could have been prevented if he would have never been let free. I'm sorry guys, my voice is angry today. I just do not understand our, you know, justice system right now, and our criminals just running rampant all over the place, endangering the lives of our children, our loved ones. Anyways, they ruled Tuesday, so Bush ruled Tuesday that Yazid, 29, they're saying he's 29, guess he's almost 30, would be held without bond after prosecutors argued his previous convictions unrelated to the pending felony charges and the previous flight from the area proved he was a risk for running. So the fact that they found him in Pensacola was enough to prove he was a risk running. So the way that these Alabama cases are using this gag order very quickly sometimes makes me wonder. We understand what it's for, but the fact that so many in Alabama, we don't see them all the time, but we do see them, and sometimes it takes a while for them, but Alabama's quick, and there are several cases where they do that. And the fact, I just feel like something is, they're protecting the criminals in Alabama. This is something Alabama needs to watch for. This guy shouldn't even be out on bond with the history he has. I mean, guys, go back, check out my older videos so you can check those other charges out. And, you know, he's really a bad guy. Now, his friends are very angry with the fact that people believe that he could do something like this and think we're all crazy. Some of them are leaving these very hard to understand posts on several internet sites, including their own Facebook sites. Now, I do want to warn you guys, there are some nasty words in this next one that I'm going to share with you guys. This is some of the posts that they're sharing out there. I guess this is the girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, I'm not certain. Y'all are welcome to pause this and read it, but there's a lot of threats that's coming from other friends of his. Kind of sending these weird messages. For some reason, a lot of these people have a lot of respect for Yazid, but not in a good way. See, he is doing things that make them think he's bigger than life. He puts fear into people. They look up to him for not the good he does, but the bad he creates. So it's very scary to see that there are still people in these days and times that will follow junk like this. And even more surprising to me, in these days and times, why is it these guys are having trouble communicating? Are we not educating our children? Are they being neglected? I hope not, because that is something I just want people to be aware of this so that we can try to look into why these schools are neglecting our children. Most of all, why are they seeking to do bad things and hurt other people? So we need to find out why. I mean, these kids are really growing up to be monsters. it's happening everywhere, guys. I mean, all over the world. It's not just here. So they finally brought Yazid back from Pensacola to Alabama. So at this point, the police, once they get him back to Alabama, they said they expect additional charges and arrests. They believe there's more than him involved. So is this a trafficking or a gang or a cartel thing? We don't know yet. But what they do believe, and I'm going to show you on a Dr. Phil clip, is ANIAH. They suspect, with reason, that ANIAH had somebody in her life that might have set this all up. And a lot of people are not certain about that. Some people are kind of questioning it, including Dr. Phil. But that was his attempt to try to get more out of the parents, which he did. We found out there was another suspect not arrested, and it was a he. And we're finding out that he was somehow possibly connected. It's just a matter of putting those puzzles together. So I threw up this other thing I wanted to share. This is more posts by friends and buddies of Yazid. Of course, you can see they are not happy about the fact that he's behind bars. So, but when is it that we're going to have to start? Why did they protect somebody like him? Is it because he watches out for them? He cares about them, so they think so. I don't think they really know what a lot of people who come from where they're involved with gangs and stuff like that really understand what caring really is. But a lot of them, they do it for family. They really do. And so hopefully, if somebody there knows something, they'll come forward. Think about your children. Think about yourself. Think about anybody you care about. And just, if you have anything, just come forward and tell the police something. And like I mentioned, they do anticipate other arrests. So if you know something, and you better come forward real quick. And don't make it worse than it is. Let them know where she's at. Tell them, make that deal, and get out of this mess. Don't let somebody bring you down with them. So I think I forgot to mention that Yazid, once he was brought back to Pensacola, before all this went down, he was out on a $295,000 bond. Charges of kidnapping, attempted murder, robbery, and possession of marijuana in connection to with a hotel attack on 2 men in January. And that's according to what a paper said. They said not an affidavit, but a paper. So I do believe he is dealing with gang, and this is what it's really disappointing to see that people are turning to that kind of thing as a way to move forward in life, because they feel they can't do anything else. But you can, guys. Okay, so I wanted to mention the fact that EcuSearch did get involved in trying to find ANIAH, and everybody knows that Tim Miller is the founder of that through a horrible, you need to look up his story, and I have a video on that as well. But the mother of Natalie Holloway also joined in the search. So her mother is Beth Holloway, and in 2005 her daughter disappeared on a graduation trip to Aruba. Now Texas EcuSearch has found many people. I can't remember the number, but it's a big number of people. They were actually involved with the Malia Davis case when Malia went missing. So he actually paid for Malia Davis to fly back to Texas. You should check out Tim Miller's story. It was very heartbreaking, guys. Check it out, guys. I'm stumbling over myself because I'm adding more information I didn't have prepared. Now, ANIAH's parents were also searching, but they decided not to search any longer because they felt like they might mess up the case in some way. They didn't want to mess up evidence or anything like that, so they are no longer searching. They're leaving that to the professionals and probably EcuSearch. So right now, the Auburn Police Division continues to diligently investigate the disappearance of ANIAH Haley Blanchard, who was reported missing October 24th. They also have many other people involved. They have 9 other local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies working on the case. So this is something they're suspecting. Hopefully they'll take very serious and hold the leaders of Alabama, or give them a warning that we're watching, because you've got too much of this kind of crime going on in that state. Okay guys, before I forget, I do want to run this Dr. Phil clip where he's talking to the stepfather, Walt Harris, and Angela Harris, the mother of ANIAH. So here it goes.
There's a lot of things that don't make sense to us, as it would be just a random thing. It seems like it was actually set up and it was something that was planned.
Let's talk about that, because how do you think it might have been set up if it was a setup? Because no one could have known that she was going to stop in there to grab a snack at that time of night. So tell me how the setup would have worked here.
Personally, I feel like it was somebody that, if it was a setup, that's somebody that knew ANIAH and that knew her well.
That gave him the opportunity to get that close to her.
And it's someone that would be running with those type of people.
Your theory is not that someone that knew her, a friend or someone, set her up.
I have those thoughts. I still do. I have feelings that there may be somebody that she knows that has set her up. I have things something that we can't really discuss, but there's something that we know, that they are helping a lead that they're working on to try to help figure that part out. That
there might be somebody from her world, not his world, that might have bridged these two worlds together.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Exactly.
All right. And has he been appointed a public defender?
Yes.
And the reason I ask, Walt and Angela, is I have a certain expertise in deception detection and getting to the truth. I've spent a lot of time in the litigation arena, and I would give anything to have the opportunity to sit down and talk to this person and find out where ANIAH is, if he knows. This may be the best thing he could possibly do right now, is to give up what he knows before it's too late. If she's being held captive right now and she's listening to you, Walt, what?
Okay guys, I just wanted to warn you that this next part is very heartbreaking to watch because of the hurt in these parents' faces. So you can tell that they know something, but they can't tell us.
What do you say to her?
I love you, baby girl. We're looking for you. We're doing everything that we can, and we're gonna get you. I promise. I won't stop until we do. We love you.
Angela?
I'm just that, ANIAH, you know Mommy loves you. You're my heart. And I want you to be the strong girl that you are. Just hold on. Be strong. Be tough. Be smart. And then because we are working hard to get to you. And it's going to be soon. I promise. Mommy loves you.
And ANIAH, let me add, your parents here are dedicated and devoted, and you are their #1 priority. And I am partnering with them. And we're going to do everything we can to find you. And there's nothing that I won't do to help them. And they're not going to stop until they find you. So please know, nobody's moving on. Everything is about you at this point. And we're going to continue until we find the answers here, until we find you.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
All right.
Okay.
God bless both of you, and you're in our prayers. If you know anything.
Okay guys, this was very hard to watch, and the pain in their face, they just look exhausted, like they can't hardly hang on, and that they just need somebody to take the wheel because they almost can't hold on any longer. So if anybody out there knows what happened to her or can help in any way, please reach into the deepest part of your heart and try to help this family out. It is not fair for this family to be going through this. And so somebody knows something. Just help these guys out, guys. Let them have their daughter back home. And anybody on October 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, it doesn't matter. Think back and see if maybe you knew or seen something. Maybe it's something small to you, but it won't be to police. Just call police if you think you might have seen something. I'm just hoping that these guys do find some answers here pretty quickly, but the looks on their faces just tell me they do know something. I've done many of these cases where they say they believe there's other people involved, and they always usually they find them. And usually they don't reach for that opportunity that they have before the police find out who they are, and they end up not winning at all. Nothing. They don't get any chance. And it seems like the police have kind of figured out something. So if you are involved with this in any way, you need to go ahead and come forward before it's too late. There's no opportunity for you. So it sounds like, you know, she kind of got mixed in with a group of people that they probably didn't suspect her to be mixed up in. That's the way I'm taking it. How do you think you heard it? Maybe I heard it wrong. Anyways, just make sure that you comment below what you think they're trying to say. Okay, guys, I apologize. It started raining. I forgot I was recording. That's what happens when you're overtired and you're not feeling so well. But I'm going to leave that in. Just excuse it. But I wanted to cover what's happening, the latest with Yazid. So Yazid's attorney, Elijah Beaver, filed a motion Wednesday requesting a hearing, simply stating that his client is entitled to a preliminary hearing on these charges. Where is he getting this money, guys? Has anybody heard? Is he paying this? I didn't get that checked out. I didn't have time. Share below. Is he paying for this attorney? So the district judge Russell Bush granted the order and set the hearing for 9 a.m. Bush also ordered that all evidence to be provided to the defense in a timely manner, and if possible, prior to the preliminary hearing. Okay, so I want to remind you guys that this guy has been in trouble over and over and over again, and this is some serious stuff: kidnapping, robbery, attempted murder, possession of marijuana. Well, that happens a lot, but these two men were beaten inside of a hotel room, and this was January. One victim was nearly beaten to death, so he's capable. Now, beating somebody to death takes a lot more anger and effort of evil than actually using a gun, believe it or not, because it takes a while and it's a lot of effort. This is a piece of scum. He's not been accused once, twice, three, many times. He has run into trouble with the law, and they put this guy back on the streets. The hurt, innocent, law-abiding, hard-working citizens' children, and it's time to put our foot down and say we need harsher punishment. They shouldn't be able to bail out when they have such serious, these are serious crimes, and we need to make sure that we do punish people who are found guilty to the point to where we send messages out that if you do something this bad, you will pay the price. While these hard-working parents are going and they're, I can't even think, I'm so angry, guys. They're productive in society. They're helping humanity, whereas these scumbags are out there causing trouble, hurting people. They're doing nothing for our country. They're doing nothing for their community. And they're setting horrible examples for the young people coming up under them. Guys, I got to end this because this one has really got me angry. I'm so sick and tired of our innocent babies being hurt because our justice system is not working for the innocent. It works for the criminals, the crime. It's just not right. We do need to start demanding that we want our children better protected. That's a no-brainer. So we're going to have to make changes to make that happen. So anyways, remember who your judges are in your area. Make sure they know that you know who they are. This includes all of your sheriff, everybody. Guys, I'm not speaking very clearly, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. I want to send out our blessings. And God, I'm hoping that this family can, they can find some answers and some good answers. I would really hope that could happen. Hang in there, guys. You got a lot of people behind you. You might not see them or hear them, but they're there. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks for caring. I love you guys. And see you guys soon. Bye.
It's a difficult time.
She's my baby, so she knows if she needs something, she can just call it. When everybody else says no, she knows she can call her father. He'll give it to her.
Everything seemed fine.
ANIAH brings, like I said, she brings sunshine to everybody. I mean, everybody loves ANIAH. She is just bundle of joy.
The last time ANIAH was seen is here on surveillance at an Auburn convenience store. Her dad says the late-night errand seemed strange because she spent a long day with family.
She dropped her brother off back at home when she lives in Auburn, too. And so she was on her way back home. She told her brother she was tired.
Some social media posts suggest she was meeting a guy before she vanished, but her dad says that's out of character for ANIAH.
Something about a date out with a guy, but I can't conform to that. I just can't see my daughter doing that. Not at that time of night. It was her bedtime.
He also says it doesn't make sense why her SUV was found at an apartment complex in Montgomery where she doesn't know anyone.
I'm just hoping that nobody did take advantage of her being nice. She never meets a stranger, so I just hope they didn't take advantage of that.